Hello everyone, it's Patricia and welcome to my channel. Today is Tester Tuesday. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'll explain what Tester Tuesday is briefly. What we do is, in order for me to use up some of my old testers, what I thought I'd do is get the viewers to interact by voting on 2 scents from a group of 6 that I will draw at the end of the video. And whatever the leading votes are on Wednesday morning, I get warming and we talk about the following week. So let's get right into it because I have to get to work. The first scent in first place for last week with 29% of the vote, it's a beautiful red wax. It's Rockin Ruby Razz. And in second place, we had with 26% of the vote, a blue wax, Give Me Passionflower. It's kind of a bluish, greenish gray. I don't know how to describe that color. Okay, so Rockin Ruby Razz. Now one thing you'll notice with this, right off the bat, I happen to have two bars of our scents today. But you'll notice the bicycle. So on Scentsy fragrances that were kids fragrances, they put a bicycle. Now there is an exception to that. Berry Fairy Tale from this season has a butterfly, so I'm not sure if they're phasing that out. But one important thing to note, I think that when you have kids fragrances, sometimes they get overlooked. So they're at a slightly, they're at a disadvantage, I guess, right from the get-go because they're in a different part of the catalog. Some people don't see them. Some people think they're just for kids, but they're not. So keep that in mind. An example would be Jammy Time. It's well loved by many adults, so it's not just for kids. But with Rockin Ruby Razz, I had 1 party and 2 mini testers, and with that amount of wax. And on cold, the strength is about a medium plus, so I thought, well, I'll put it in my daughter's room. And the other thing was I asked her to sniff both and pick which one she wanted in her room, and she picked this one. So for her, she really, really loved fruity scents. So let me read you the scent description. Now, I do want to mention something about the status of this, and we'll do that in a moment. But the scent description, it's a long one. Grab a snack. Okay, birthday parties and punch bowls and presents piled high. This fruity blend of juicy orange, fresh strawberry, and sweet candy glaze is a child's best day, all wrapped up in one perfect fragrance. So, it's a long-winded scent description. Now, this was retired in the spring and summer of 2017. That was the last catalog it was in. Now, in the catalog, sometimes they give her a shorter description. I found this online. So, basically, the scent notes are juicy orange, strawberry, and sweet candy glaze. So, I would say fragrance appeal on cold and warm for me is about 6 to 7 out of 10. Fruity scents are not my absolute favorite. They are probably my daughter's favorite. So a lot of times when I buy fruity fragrances, I have her in mind. So I would say when I smell this, I put it in the warmer. Okay, on cold, let's do on cold first. On cold, I get a lot of strawberry and orange mixed together. It reminds me of those candies that you would get, like in my area, it's called the bulk barn, but it's kind of like a bulk store. You can buy bulk candy. It's like a little white wrapper with an ugly, bad picture of a strawberry. It's, very old-fashioned looking. And also maybe if you had an orange candy as well and you kind of had them in your mouth at the same time. That's what it reminds me of because it kind of gets that candy vibe. You get the strawberry and the orange. But when I put it in the warmer, it changed a little bit for me. I found that I could smell like a berry. And interestingly enough, there's no raspberry in Rockin Ruby Razz. So I originally thought there was raspberry, but there's no raspberry. So one warmed, I found I got a berry note and a little bit of citrus. And for me, I was picking up more like, almost like lemon lime soda that has gone flat. So it reminded me of like a strawberry, like puree, and you add flat 7-Up or Sprite, and you add flat orange crust pop. We call it pop. You may call it soda where you're from. Mix it together. It kind of was a light scent, not light in the sense that I couldn't smell it. It was light in the sense that it was airy and it wasn't heavy. I would say strength and throw on this was about 6.5, maybe 7. At first it started off kind of light and I was a little bit worried, but actually builds in the room. I kept this in for about 29 hours. This morning it was pretty light and so I decided to take it out. But yeah, Rockin Ruby Razz. Now what I wanted to say, it is a retired fragrance, but in January it will be returning for Bring Back My Bar So in January 2019, you can give it a try if you haven't tried it. Or if you really, really like this, you can either stockpile it and order a bunch of bars, or you can put it in your Scentsy Club subscription as the Always Get My Bar feature, and as long as you keep it in your Scentsy Club, they will continue to make it for you. If you're ever unsure about Scentsy Club, always look at the frequently asked questions. They're really well done. So I think we pretty much covered that. And I think a lot of people are excited that it's coming back. Scent number 2. Now, interestingly enough, you guys voted for kind of non-seasonal scents this week, so I never really know what you're going to do. You always kind of throw a little monkey wrench in. And I just want to stress that I do not mind warming any scents any time of year. So you guys pick the ones that you want to see and I will warm those. But scent number 2 is the beautiful packaging of Me Passionflower. So for this one, I had 1 party, 4 minis, and I smelled it. And on cold, it was pretty intense. I would say medium to strong. So I chose to put it in my bedroom here, and I'll explain shortly why, but I want to read you the scent description. Now this one is retired, and it was last available in the spring and summer of 2017 in the romance section. So the scent description is a luscious luau of dewy passion fruit, fresh cut mango spears, and wild hibiscus will conjure an evening of an exotic island soiree. So this amount of wax I had, it was kind of in the middle, like it was about 2.5 cubes worth. In this room, I usually put 2 cubes. Downstairs in my son's room, I usually put 3 cubes. So I wasn't sure where to put it. And I thought, well, if I put it down in his room and then it doesn't perform well, it's not really a fair shot because I usually always put 3 cubes. So I decided to put it in here and just kind of mention it's a little bit more than what I would normally put in here. And I didn't want to have like one little tester left over. I wanted to use it all up. So on cold, I would describe this as a floral, fruity floral, but with slightly more floral in my opinion. But you can definitely smell, for me, I can smell hibiscus and I can definitely smell passion fruit. I'm not really sure if I get mango. I don't know. I get a nice sweet fruit and I get the floral. It's a really nice combination. I would say scent appeal is about 7 out of 10. And I'm going to explain something here as well. But when I put it in the warmers, it really, really blossomed, if you want to say. Okay, so basically, yes, I could definitely smell the floral, maybe 60% floral hibiscus, 40% like fruit with majority for me of passion fruit. But I just want to say I'm not huge into hibiscus. So I think if that note was slightly lower, I would like this scent a little bit more. And I still like it 7 out of 10, but you know, it would bump up for me. I've tried a couple other hibiscus scents in the past few months and I've been noticing a trend. So I do like it, but I just want to say that when I put this in the warmers here, keeping in mind I put a little bit more than I normally would, I came back a couple hours later, I opened the door, and it hit me. It was like, whew. It was intense. So I would say strength and throw was a good 9 out of 10 at least. I was very, very, I don't know if intimidated is the right word. It was intense. I thought I was going to have to open the window. But I did not. I did not open the window. And when my husband came home, he said, I'm going to go up for a nap. And I'm like, why don't you go have a nap like somewhere else? He's like, why? And I explained to him it was really intense. He goes, I think I can handle it. And he did not complain. He did not say a word. So I think it was okay for him. But maybe it seems really intense for me because I am not a big fan of the hibiscus. But I do want to mention that as it warms, the hibiscus seems to lessen and the fruit, for me, comes a little bit more to the forefront. And it reminds me a tiny, tiny bit. I can pick up that passion fruit in this, and I can pick up that passion fruit from Camu Camu. So not like Camu Camu, but it has that little exotic twist to it. So when it says it conjures up an evening of an exotic island soiree, I really picture, you know, sitting at a resort, waiting for your breakfast. You know, maybe your husband or your loved one has gone up to get you a few items and you're just munching on some fruit and you smell the breeze of the flowers. That's what it reminds me of. So yeah, it's a feel-good scent, but it's very, very strong. So I would suggest putting this in a bigger room. And I did warm it a while ago, probably like almost maybe 9 months ago, in my open concept space. And it was kind of like a low to medium down there, but it's such a challenging area. And I know I warmed it in my daughter's room, but it didn't have a big memory for me. But I would definitely not put this in a bathroom because it might be a bit too strong, in my opinion. Or you might want to be careful with how many cubes you start out with and then kind of go from there. But yeah, a very nice scent. And I think what's happening with this one is people are trying to get it to come back and bring back my bars. So it'll be interesting to see. I think at some point it will come back. Okay, so let's wrap things up. We're going to draw from our box. I had to put my box over here because the light is extremely big glare from outside today. We're going to draw 6 scents. You guys are going to vote for 2 different scents each, please. Some people try to vote for the same and you're a little bit sneaky. I will check back Wednesday morning. If you cannot comment on the video, I will put my Instagram link right now. You can look me up there and there'll be a Tester Tuesday post. You can put your vote there and I will tally it that way. Here we go. No particular order. Let's reach around. Oh, I grabbed 2. So the first one is, and where it's so dark in here because I put the blind down, it's hard for me to see. Pineapple, coconut, vanilla. I have a mystery bag. We will open that up. So in my mystery bags, I'm kind of happy when I'll be able to phase these out. But there's usually a little bit more in here. So I had to... This one is, matches my shirt, Silver Bells. Okay, so we have 2. Now we're on to scent number 3. What's this one? Oh, another mystery bag. Gosh, this is going to take a while. Sorry. I should really write on the outside of these bags what they are. That would be smart, wouldn't it? Cozy Fireside. I'm going to try to draw a couple small ones. Okay, here's a small one. Scent number 4, Berry of Paradise. Scent number 5, You're My Buttercup. And last but not least, let's go right here, and we have, oh, I got 2 here, put that one back. What's this one say? Darling Dahlia. Okay, so we have pineapple, coconut, vanilla, Silver Bells, Cozy Fireside, Berry of Paradise, You're My Buttercup, and Darling Dahlia. 2 votes each. I'll check back Wednesday morning. As always, thanks for spending the last 12 minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.